Hi, and welcome back to the challenge. I'm Tim. This is my friend Stacy, and today we're going to be doing some advanced arm balancing. Now, for those of you who have been practicing with me for a little while, you're interested in deepening your practice, I'm going to put a link below to the Conscious Movement community. This is a great way to do what's next. You're looking for a little more challenge, variety in your practice. You're looking for longer practice that will help you to deepen your yoga experience. I also have all of the courses on there, handstand course, the arm balance course. We have a progression of levels on there that will help to take you from like A to Z in your yoga practice. There really is no Z, but it will help you to like build on your foundation that you built off from this challenge. So that link is below, and it's also a great way to support the channel. It's for 15 bucks a month. It's less than the price of taking a group class with me in Orange County, and you get all that content. So yeah, people are stoked who are members. So that's it. Okay, so today we're going to work on this one called Pincha Mayurasana, which is forearm balance, and then I'll show you the headstand, but headstand's pretty risky. I do a lot more on there about the headstand once you build a better foundation. Let's get started today seated. Seated meditation, sit with your legs crossed, bring your palms together. As you press your index finger knuckles, widen your collarbones. Take a slow, steady breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs. And let it out. 2 more conscious breaths. Then open your eyes. Twist to your right. Bring your left hand to the outside of the knee, right hand behind you. Twist to your left. Come back to center. Bring your knuckles to your temples. As you exhale, draw your elbows in, round your spine. Inhale, lift your heart, open up. Exhale, elbows in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, elbows in. Inhale, open up. Then spread your arms out to the side and bring your right hand down, reach up and over to the left. Right. Reach over to the right. That's the way. With your left arm. It's been a long challenge, okay? Just relax. Inhale back up. Change sides. Inhale back up. Come onto hands and knees. Curl your toes under, push down into your hands, open up your collarbones and across the tops of your blades. Keep your middle plugged in, lift your knees up an inch. Hold here. So in this modified plank position, we're really focusing on getting into the arms, turning on the arms. So you feel when you put that weight in your arms that your heart will start to beat, you'll feel the pulse of your heart, and you'll feel that the heart starts to move blood better through the body when you activate the inner arm line. That's like sending the signal to your heart like, okay, let's get moving. So that's why as soon as you get on your hands, it's a great way to start to build heat through the practice. Once we have the better circulation, you're less prone to an injury, a risk of injury. Take one more deep breath here. Then knees down, slide your hips back towards your heels. But keep the weight in your hands, keep growing your spine. Come back up, stretch back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward into a plank pose. Set your knees down and lower slowly into low plank position. Lift back up into plank. Glide back into down dog. Now knees down or not, your call. Inhale into plank. Exhale, low plank. Knees down is just as rad. I'm just as stoked to see knees down. I love it. Lift back up. Downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Last one. Exhale, lower slow. Lift back up. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend your knees and roll yourself up to stand, one vertebra at a time. Raise your arms up, inhale. Exhale, twist to your right, spread your arms. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, back up. Exhale to your right. Inhale, back up. Exhale to your left. Inhale, back up. Spread your arms and fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, lower slowly into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Walk, step or hop all the way up to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Look in between your hands. Step, walk, or hop up to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, and raise your arms. Come up to stand, Samastiti. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step or float back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold in your down dog, breathe. Look in between your hands, step or float up to the front. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees and sit back. Exhale, Samastiti. One more B salutation. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, raise your arms up. Open up to your side for warrior two. Your back foot angles in slightly. Let your hips turn to the right just a little so your right knee can point straight ahead. As you're stretching your arms, open up across the tops of the shoulders, the upper traps, tops of the blades, and the collarbones to the reach of your arms. Lower back broad so that the core is engaged. Now take forearm to thigh and take your left arm overhead, side angle. Inhale, back up into warrior two. Reverse warrior, flip your palm and inhale, reach up. Hands to the mat, step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, raise your arms up. Open to your side, warrior two. Back foot angles in slightly. Spin your left thigh all the way out. And remember, the hips can turn a little to the left for that to happen. With your arms, instead of yanking the arms back behind you, just opening up the front, open up the back body and the front body through the reach of the arms. Bring your forearm to your thigh and take your right arm over, side angle. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come back up into warrior two. Reverse warrior, flip your palm, inhale. Hands to the mat, step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Warrior two, step your right foot up. Inhale, reach up. Triangle pose, straighten your right leg and reach out. Bend your right knee, slide your right hand a foot in front of your foot, and step up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Oh, that's the big boy one. I like that one. Hold here, or bend your left knee and reach back with your hand for your foot. Now it's important that you don't lose the right leg, your foundation leg. You still have your right thigh turned out, your right outer hip engaged. I better mess that thing up. Open back up, stretch your leg out. Good, now bend your right knee and without a sound, step back into triangle. Hey, I said without a sound, I heard that even from here. I'm just kidding. Okay, bring your left hand down, spin your back heel up, bend your right knee, and twist, take your right arm up. Push down into your left hand. So a pretty tricky transition from here. From here, turn onto the outside edge of your left foot. Then lift your heart up again. And see if you can step your right leg right back to stack, or you can keep your right foot in front for a modified side angle. Now for the trickiest of trickies, we could try the preparation for the big toe bind. Let's just turn the right big toe up and then slide the heel up the inseam of your left leg, but still hold good posture. And for those who are very flexible, if you'd like to take the big toe up with your right hand, that's fine. Otherwise, just hold here. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Step your left foot, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Straighten your left leg and reach into triangle. Bend your left knee, put your hand a foot in front of your pinky toe, and step up. Feel your left outer hip turn on, then bend your right knee and reach back with your hand if possible. It shouldn't jam your knee or your lower back. If it feels like your body is resisting, don't force it. Let your breath teach you. Let the breath flow through the body and help you to open up. Then release your foot if you're holding it. Bend your left knee and smooth step back into triangle. Glide back. Bring the right hand down. Spin your back heel up as you bend your left knee. Then plant your right hand flat and twist. Turn onto the outside edge of your back foot. Lift up your heart again as you push down into your right hand. Lift the inner right arm. And then step back to stack, or just keep your foot there. Stay with the legs stacked, or you can try, turn your left big toe up and slide the heel up the inseam of the leg. If the pose goes to hell though, to get that leg up, better just stay with the legs together. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Look in between your hands, step walk or float up to the front. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Squat down for crow pose. Oh, geez, it's getting real. It's like a Nelly song. Good. Hold for 2 more breaths if you can. When you're done, just float back into chaturanga or step back into down dog. Still got it. Still got the floats. And back to dog. Step your right foot for crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Bring your arms to your side and lean out over your knee. Now that you've mastered your gluteus medius work, or if you haven't, you're practicing your side kicks every day as homework, not every day, but a few days a week to get that strong. Lean into your right foot and step up. Then slowly with control, come up to stand. Bring your knee up, arms up. Bend your right knee and wrap your left leg up and over. Cross your left elbow under. Uncross your arms and your legs and stand in mountain. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up. Arms to your side, lean out over your knee. Feel your left outer hip engage. Step into warrior three. Level your hips to the floor as best you can. Then without your foot touching the floor, come up to stand. Bring your knee up, arms up. Then go into eagle. Now, to be honest, it's not realistic by the end of the challenge. If you really struggle to get the flat back and you had to use blocks or whatever, I wouldn't say it's realistic to try to get the hands back by the end of the challenge. Maybe like within a few months, you could try doing it without support. But just remember, it really takes time for the body to change. You saw Beth's practice. It's taken years, and she's practicing her homework. She's dedicating energy to really focusing on it. So don't expect these things to just change in a month of a challenge. Uncross your arms and your legs. Stand in mountain pose. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Look in between your hands. Hop through to seated. Come into boat pose. Bring your knees up, arms forward. Ollie, your head's in the way. Okay. Lower slowly into low boat pose. Come back up into boat pose. Cross your legs, hands next to your hips, lift up. Navasana. Now keeping this tight angle that you see Stacy doing between the thighs and the upper body, see if you can start to lift the feet up without the thighs and the ribs falling away from each other. Lower into Ardha Navasana. Come back up, cross the legs the other way, and pick up. Last one, Navasana. Ardha. Come back up, pick up and float back into Chaturanga, or just step back into down dog. Inhale into plank pose. Come into forearm plank. So with the knees set down, you could get a chance to open up your collarbones, engage your core, and then step the legs back consciously without the upper back hunching, staying open through the collarbones. Turn your inner armpits forward. Like I stuck my fingers in your armpits and started to pull the skin forward towards your face. But then your middle will want to sink as you do that, so keep your navel lifted, your rib cage up. Press down even into your forearms. Are your hands trying to sneak in towards each other? Don't let them. Now see if you can walk your feet in and lift your hips up without the forearms sneaking in. What happened to that armpit action? Your thoracic spine, is it tall like I have my knee in your upper back? Your rib cage still lifted? Then walk back into plank on your forearms, slow and controlled. And lower your hips down, Sphinx pose. Good, so you could see how it looks like in Stacy's spine, like there's a smooth curve running up her spine when she has her elbows right underneath her shoulders. But for some of us, it might be all in the lower back. So if you need, take the elbows forward more. I know I say that a bunch, but really important that you're getting the feeling like you're decompressing the spine, even in the back bends, or not so much decompressing, but that there's an even curve through your spine feeling. Because what we'll end up doing is, even though yoga should be beneficial for your body, if you're just hinging from one spot, think of it like a credit card. You know, if you keep folding it in one spot, it's going to end up snapping eventually. Versus if when you bend it, you're not bending it towards its max, you have that play in it. Your spine's kind of the same way. Your joints, they're plastic. If those things bend all the way, or they get pulled on, they never go back. Or the muscles, they're elastic. So we want to get that feeling like it's a smooth arc. Okay, come up onto your hands and your knees now. Stretch back into child's. So you'll let the spine flex the other way. Again, this idea of credit card bending, but you're not just sinking into it, you're breathing the spine long. Then let's take the mat over to the wall. And I'm going to make sure that the camera gets to the right spot so we can see this. All right. So we'll set the forearms up against the wall, but what about the block? Now, so many of you guys, not many, I don't know, you people, Ross Perot, okay, you people with your arms. No, I don't know what you're doing. But for the human body, when you go to load your arms, our internal rotators are stronger. I don't know if we've talked about this yet. I always talk about this. But your muscles right here, they're going to want to take over. So as soon as you go to load your arms, this is going to happen. This is why we do all that like cactus stuff. You're like, why is this guy so obsessed with cactus? Because it strengthens all these muscles in the back, which help with your posture and help with strengthening the back of your shoulder. So as soon as you go to load the arms, I want you to remember those cactus muscles so that the chest doesn't collapse. And we're going to use these blocks, framing the blocks with the thumb and index finger. Stacey's going to show us how it's done. And it should be shoulder distance apart for you. So she's using 2 blocks like that. Maybe one works for you. Figure out what works. Elbows go right underneath the shoulders. This part opens up. Then she's going to curl the toes and lift the knees up 1 inch. Then I want to make sure that this still stays broad. The forearms haven't changed. Her rib pipe aims straight to her hips. Then inch by inch, she's going to lift up as long as she doesn't lose this. Many will lose it just going up halfway. That's what's going to happen. Don't just snap up into it. Instead, work your edge. Go to where you feel your body wanting to lose it. Don't lose your foundation. You're not allowed to lose the foundation. Then see if you can take your right leg up without losing your foundation. If you lost your foundation, forget it. Put the leg down. You're only cheating yourself. Then see if you can look in between your hands and kick up and over to the wall. If you lost your foundation, again, you're cheating. Oh, it's all on your neck. You're using the wrong muscles. It's no good to balance if you're using the wrong muscles. Then slowly with control, come back down. Good. Child's pose. So the other thing, if you rewind the video to kind of study it, Stacey really focused on keeping her core engaged while rotating the shoulders. Because when you externally rotate and get all that movement, we tend to give up here. So once you get the proper movement of the shoulders, then you have to plug in from the core too, hug in with your legs and push up. You'll see how active her legs are. So that's all stuff that you could practice. Okay, lie onto your back and come into bridge pose. Now I want to show you a little supported variation because it doesn't have to always be jamming yourself. You can chill out once in a while. We're just going to slide this block right underneath the sacrum. Now, if it feels a little much on your lower back to hold this supported bridge, that's fine. You can go on a flat block, or you can just do active bridge. Now, if it feels good on the block where you're at, we're going to add on, bring your right leg into table, and then stretch the right leg straight up in the air. But do not wave it like you just don't care. Press your shoulder heads down, feel the neck long, and feel your blades plug in. Set your right foot down, change legs, bring the left leg up. So these two poses combined together, supported bridge and Viparita Karani, are two of the poses that are really important for emotional stability. So if you're ever feeling like you got a wild day going, you don't know what to do, you can practice these two poses together and see what that does for you. Now holding the left leg up, see if you can bring the right leg up as well without committing violence to your sacrolumbar region. If it feels too gnarly, just go back to one leg or go back to both feet down. Then bend your knees, set your feet down. One at a time, lift your hips up and move the block to the side. Open up your arms like cacti. Take your feet the width of your mat and let your knees swivel over to your left as you look to your right. Stretch through your hips out of your lower back like I'm pulling this right knee away from you. Change sides. This is a good stool. Come back to center, Supta Gomukhasana. Cross your right knee over your left knee. And then grab a hold of the tops of the feet, like you're holding bicycle handles. If that's too far, you can just grab the shins or wherever you can. Or if it's too much to try to do this stretch, like just go ankle to knee instead. That's what it looks like when you're trying to do too much. You're shaking, your eyes look like this. I've seen it, I teach yoga, I know what it looks like. You know what I mean? People are doing that. Change the cross of your legs. The neck, it's usually very neck intensive. Trying to move from the neck. That's why the neck gets so sore all the time, because we're getting pulled by the senses. So that's why we practice the drishti, the pratyahara, pulling back, allowing the senses to take in information, but not let it pull you. And moving from your body instead of from your eyes. Oh, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna grab it. Uncross your legs and stretch out for Shavasana. Let your palms fall open, feet fall open. Now in Shavasana, I want you with each exhalation to imagine that you're sinking, releasing, going deeper. And one of the most powerful mindfulness meditations is that on death, which is why we practice, one of the reasons why we practice Shavasana at the end of every practice. Not only for the physical benefits, but also when we come in touch or facing our own mortality, contemplating it regularly, then it can have an impact on the choices that we make. For example, when we tend to live as if we're invincible, our choices differ from when we're practicing being mindful of our own mortality. Bend your knees. Roll over to your right side. And press yourself up to seated. I think I'm still in the shot. I don't know. Bring your palms together. Thank you. Namaste. When death comes knocking at your door, you better make sure you did your chaturangas right. Have a great rest of your day. It's crazy. And we'll see you next time on the challenge.